just out here with the Nikon 7200 Z lens. The Nikon Australia lent it out to me for 2 weeks to give it a test and see how I feel about the lens, and I can tell you so far it's amazingly sharp. It's probably the sharpest lens I've ever used. It's not something I typically use being a landscape photographer. I'm usually like a 100 to 400 or a wide angle type lens. But I think it'll work okay here. We'll do some nice detailed shots of the waterfall, 200mm and some at 70mm, try and fit the whole thing in. If we get lucky, we might actually get some light rays come through here soon as the sun gets a bit higher, but the mist should look amazing. So yeah, we'll get onto it and I'll show you the images as I take a few, and yeah, I'll show you how I set them up and how I compose the shot and run you through all that. So yeah. Okay, so it's a pretty simple composition here. I'm actually way back on the platform to fit it in at 70mm. But you can see I've got the focus peaking turned on. Just a simple, like a third of a second shot, f11 ISO 100. I take the shot, 2-second timer, and boom. So I normally chuck on a polarizer, but at the moment there's not a lot of light on the actual scene, so there's no real reflection. So at the moment I'm not going to bother with the polarizer. When that sun comes down a bit more, then I'll pop it on and give it another shot then. So I just got a really basic composition set up, something that works really well here. Got this little tree here that sort of comes across into the scene, and then the river running back up into the waterfall just at 25th of a second. So you get a bit of blur, but it's not fully blurred. You still get a bit of texture in the water, sort of gives it a nice feel to it. So I'm about to put the polarizer on. It's a 77mm filter thread for this lens, and I've actually left my adapter ring at home for this. I've still got the polarizer. I can hold it in front of the lens and show you what sort of difference it makes, and I'll take a shot. So I'm just adjusting the polarizer. You may or may not be able to make this out on camera, but I'll put the two shots up one after the other to show you the difference. And I've also gone down to 1/8 of a second because the polarizer takes about 1/2 to 1 stop of light out of the scene. So as you can see, there's a bit more smoothing out of the water. I can adjust that by adjusting my aperture. Bring the aperture up and back up to, what is that, 25th of a second. Put the polarizer back on and take the shot. Just like that. So you can sort of see the difference in the shutter speed there. That 1/8 of a second really blurs out the water. And then the 25th of a second is giving it a bit more contrast and texture to the water. So I'm just going to show you these light rays, just where are we? Through here, are just starting to come through the top of the waterfall. So with any luck, they'll, when that sun moves around a bit further, oh, it's nice. We'll get some really nice sun rays coming through very soon. So I've just stopped at a lookout here near Gibson Steps. It's actually one that a lot of people overlook and it's really don't sort of come to a lot. So what is it? Got the Great Ocean Road Walk lookout. It's a big long hike, multi-day hike you can do from along the Great Ocean Road. So the 70 to 200, it's an ultra sharp lens. It's absolutely beautifully optically. It's a bit heavy for what I want to use it for. I'd be looking more at probably the 24 to 200 to pair that with my 14 to 30, and then I'd have two lenses from ultra wide to the telephoto end in two lenses. It'd be perfect for hiking and that sort of thing, which is primarily what I sort of do. Yeah, so I'll put up my images that I've got. Really happy with what I came out with. I got those sun rays I wanted. It happened very quickly, so I was running around frantically trying to get shots with the 70 to 200. And then I'm also bringing out a calendar this year, so I really wanted to get one of the shots with the sun rays for my calendar. So I popped the 14 to 30 on and got that shot as well. So I was in a bit of a rush, so I was unable to film that. But yeah, if you're a portrait photographer or a journalist or something like that, the 70 to 200 would be the lens you'd want. It is amazing, amazingly sharp. Just, yeah. For me, it's a bit of overkill. It's too heavy to put in my bag to carry around for hiking. But as a portrait photographer, wedding photographer, photojournalist and all that sort of stuff, it's definitely something you're gonna want in your bag. So anyway, I'll see you next time and I hope you enjoy my images.